All right, so I'm going to kickstart now. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today in another session of the Amazon Live webinar. Today, the topic we'll be covering is operational guide for branding on Amazon, especially covering on the brand registry. So my name is Shin Liang. I'm from the Amazon Seller Education team, and then I have Sienna as well, our account manager from the Amazon Global Selling team, who will be joining us as well. All right, just a quick introduction of my team, the Seller Education team. So we have a lot of the resources, and then we also provide free education and training from some of these learning programs that we have. One of it is the Amazon Seller University, where you can access it in the Seller Central under the Learn navigation. The other one will be the one that you are watching right now, which is the live webinar where we get speakers internally as well as inviting external speakers to come and share with you several topics for different seller cohorts across the year. So this is a new initiative we started in 2023. So that's the team I'm in, and that's the one you're watching right now. So all this session is live and then it's going to be recorded and will be available for playback in our official website and official YouTube playlist, which you can see on the message box as well as on the follow-up emails. So again, if you have any question, let us know in the question box and we will address it at the end of the session or during this session. So for those of you who just signed up for this session, maybe in the afternoon, I may have missed out those questions because I've extracted all those questions in the morning. So if that's the case, I will need your help to put it into the question box again. So last but not least, always refer back to the Seller University or Seller Central Help for the most updated information, or you can always find a more up-to-date recording to get the updated information. Right, as important notice. All right, so this is what we'll be covering today, getting started with Amazon Brand Registry. And this is the agenda. So this is going to be very relevant for sellers who are just starting out, as well as those who intend to, go the longer term with your business to establish your brand, especially on Amazon. So why? So a brand is not just a logo or a word. It is actually a representation of your company and your product value that kind of distinguishes your product for your customers. So enrolling in Amazon Brand Registry actually allows you to build your customer base on Amazon and also enjoy some of the other brand benefits that I will be sharing later as well. So with Amazon Brand Registry, it can help you get exposure for your brand and product beyond what other sellers have. And again, some of the tools that I'll be sharing with you later is a suite of these brand building and protection tools provided by Amazon once you're enrolled in Amazon Brand Registry. So the top key benefits are as follow. You will get dedicated brand display. With more exposure on Amazon, your brand will actually gain greater influence. You will have greater control over the use of your brand name, listing management, and more. The other one will be protection. Through the separate protection mechanism, before and perhaps after any form of infringement incident. So Amazon will automatically monitor, blocks, and remove content that is suspected to be infringing or inaccurate with regards to your brand. All right, and as well as a brand owner, you can also search and report for potential infringements using images, keywords, and more. So last but not least, the comprehensive brand building benefits available. There is actually more than 30 plus brand marketing and protection tools. And of course, there are the 5 core operation directions that we can help to accelerate your brand growth, all right, and help your new products to launch quickly and also attract, more new orders for your new stores. So let's look at, what are all these 5 pillars that I'm talking about, and also what are the tools available once you are enrolled in Amazon Brand Registry. All right, I'm going to cut down into 5 different parts. All right, in terms of the brand strategy, you will get access to some of the tools like brand analytics. All right, you can be able to see some details about your brand as well as, having to know what are your key search volume, etc. So in terms of brand look, right, you also get access to A+ content, whereby you can create more rich, enriching, more looking kind of these listing that can attract more customers, and you can create things like your brand story, etc., on your listing to make it more appealing, as well as setting up your own brand store, which is essentially like having your own website hosted on Amazon. So the store will only have all your listing there, and you can have control in terms of what you want to share, what kind of the brand mission, story, or vision you want to share to kind of, entice your customers towards your products. All right, the brand growth, why you also get access to sponsor brands, sponsor displays. These are the Amazon ads that you can use to get more visibility for your listings. All right, the next few are like brand customers. All right, you can actually get to see some of your, get access to Amazon Live posts and follows. All right, these are the tools that allows you to create like a follower or followings for your specific brands. So last but not least, the brand protection part will have some of these tools, especially more important will be like automated protection, as well as you can use it to report any form of violations against, or rather any infringements towards your brands and even your copyright images, etc. So this summary gives you an idea, what you can do with your own brand and what you can do without a brand, meaning that if you do not register your brand under Amazon Brand Registry, meaning that, without a brand, and also the second column is with a brand if you were to enroll with Amazon Brand Registry, and what other benefits you get access to. All right, next, also want to share with you before the year end. So this year, 2023, we still have these benefits. All right, so if you were to sign up for Amazon Brand Registry, you'll be able to unlock some of these new seller benefits for brand owners like yourself. All right, so I won't go into too much details. You can actually search for the new seller incentive in the Seller Central. You will get a lot more details. So these are the key benefits, just to give you an overview, quick glance of it. So now you know about the benefits of the brand registry, right? So how does brand protection, affect sales, and what do Amazon seller thinks about the impact of brand protection on sales? Okay, so these are some of the feedback that we get from our sellers. You can actually take a look at it. So, since product are actually the core of a brand, and brand positioning should usually center on the product sales. And also additionally, the design of the brand's visual identity is also an important steps for a registered brand. So having a brand identity design is focused, on the brand name, the brand logo, and the brand slogan. So typically a brand positioning will follow the process that was, shown here. So research should include things like your industry analysis, your analysis of the competing brands and customer demographics, positioning analysis, and such like that. So you can review your own strengths and kind of improve on them going forward. So coming back, right, to give you a quick, overview, what are the steps you need, right, to complete your Amazon brand registry? So these are the typical 6 steps, which I'll be covering as well in the following slides. All right. Now, so you may wonder, is there a difference, when you are enrolling Amazon brand registry between brands with a registered trademark and those with a pending trademark? So these are the difference. All right. So having a pending trademark will allow you to get all the branding tool as well, but you can only report the copyright infringement, patent infringements, etc., only when you have a registered trademark. All right. All right, I'm going to move on these steps on how you can enroll into Amazon Brand Registry. Right, at any point of time, remember, if you have questions, just let us know in the question box. So what do you need to know before enrolling? These are the prerequisite. All right, so you need to have all the following over here: an active trademark, registered trademark, in the country where you wish to enroll, or a pending trademark from a recognized trademark office. So meaning that, let's say if you are selling into the US, you will need to have a trademark that is registered in the US, all right, so that you can have all the protection for your brand. All right, so because trademark is actually country or dependent, country region dependent. All right, so you can also use what we have, the Amazon IP Accelerator. So it's a list of these partners that we have that can help you file your trademark as well. All right, so right now you see all the country flags here, right? These are the countries that is currently acceptable in the Amazon brand registry. So meaning that if your trademark is registered in any of the local trademark offices in this country, it will be allowed to be registered under the Amazon brand registry. All right. So what are the type of trademark should you apply for? So in general, Amazon brand registry only accept the word mark and the image-based trademark. Right. So image-based are the one you see here that consists of words, letters, or numbers. Okay. So these are the IP accelerator I was referring to earlier on. Right. You can use all these providers to actually help you file your trademark for you. And of course, you can also use your own if if you already know that you have somebody who can help you to register and enroll your trademark, you can actually engage them. All right. All right, so these are the different statuses. All right, this is not everything, but just to show a few of the country. So basically, we focus maybe, let's say, most of the sellers started in the USA because it's one of the biggest store. All right, so you can see, so you need to get a trademark registered under the USPTO trademark office. And then these are all the statuses that is accepted into Amazon brand registry. All right. So the key preparation, so this is a quick checklist for you to get yourself prepared. All right, now first of all, the brand name with a valid trademark, right? And also your clear picture of your brand, all right? And then secondly, make sure you have the trademark registration number, all right, or the application number for those that is pending. Right, third one is the list of the product category which your brand belongs to, right? And also a list of the example of ASINs for your branded product on Amazon. So this is actually optional. If you have not created any listing yet, it's fine. You do not have to provide the ASIN. All right. And some other details will be like the region on where your branded products are manufactured and distributed. Right. So, and some other information required depending on the purpose as well as the circumstances shared here. So getting into more on the details on the step by step, right? Now, the first step is you got to sign in to the brand registry website. Okay. So you can either create an account or you can go through the Amazon brand registry website by clicking on the build your brand tab in Seller Central, right? So I would suggest to use this step so that you can use the same credential for your Seller Central to log in into the Amazon brand registry. All right, so this is just a quick note, right? So you don't need to register your brand in the Amazon brand registry, in just one country or rather like, one time. And then you'll be able to extend your brand rights to the other country under the same seller account. All right. So for step three, right, this is more for those who is brand new. So if you do not have any brand previously enrolled, you will need to review the terms and conditions, etc., and then select the option to enroll a brand. All right. So this is the part where you get started by clicking on the enroll your brand. So this is where you not need to start providing your brand name, all right, and the registration number. So do note that depending on the trademark officers that you selected over here, some of the detail requests might be slightly different, right? So make sure you select the correct option under the trademark office to get the right form to be loaded out for you, all right? Let me just do a zoom in to let you see. This is the exact form that you will see if you are going to select United States as the trademark office, all right? So moving on to the next part into the form, this is where you will need to upload. If your trademark is an image-based trademark, this is the part you will upload your image. All right. So make sure that the image you uploaded is exactly the same that you provided to the trademark office. So this is important because it will be validated with the trademark office. So if there's any discrepancy, you will have the delay in terms of getting your brand registered under the brand registry. So make sure whatever file that you submitted to the trademark office, just use back the same file and upload it here. All right, so depending on your situation, right, you might need to choose if you are the trademark owner, right? How can you, upload your proof of ownership, all right? And then if you're not, then you will need to get the authorization issued by the trademark owner. So the next part is, let's say if you're not the owner of the trademark, but you already have like a site license or agreement or contract, etc., with the trademark or trademark owner, then you need to upload the proof over here. All right, upload the proof, which is the agreement or the contract that you have signed with the trademark owner over here. So on the next step, you will need to upload your product images. All right, so this is also very important. Make sure that the images you upload is the actual product, all right, and its packaging. You cannot do any form of like Photoshop or editing, all right? So the brand name or logo on the product and package must be permanent. All right, so it has to look like it's a real product that you take a photo, and stickers are not allowed. Any form of temporary kind of stickers or labeling is not counted as a brand that you can use to actually take a photo with. So do remember this part, all right? So in any sense, when you take the photo or uploading the photo, just ask yourself, does it look like real to you? If there's any sense of, I would say, if there's any way that it looks like being edited or unreal, then there will be a high chance that it will not be approved. So make sure that you take the photo as what it is. Do not edit the photo or do any editings. Okay, now moving on to the next step, just going to show you. All right, so there'll be a part that will ask if you are a seller or vendor for the brand you're enrolling. So most of our sellers, like those of you who are here right now, you should select the seller option, right? The rest will not be applicable. So do remember to select the seller option. All right. And then again, the below part is what I mentioned. All right, these are the optional one, right? If you do not have a existing listing, which usually most of the time you may not have, then you do not need to put the ASIN here, ASIN, which is the Amazon product ID. You don't need to put it here. All right. So although the optional is not here, but it's actually optional, so don't worry. Right, the next other info are optional as well. Okay, so on the next part also, this is the part, remember to select the category, all right, that you're going to be selling in. And almost to the end, which is the manufacturing and distribution information. All right, so if you are manufacturing your own, etc., you will need to upload some other document as well. Right, if not, then just provide the necessary info. So once you go past through the step, you are almost the end already. Just make sure you click on the done and submit. All right, and then within 14 days, you should receive an email from this email address, brandregistrysupport@amazon.com. Right, so make sure to check our email, and follow the instruction in the email to obtain a verification code that's required to put into the website to verify your application. All right. So when it's done, you can see the status. All right. You'll be informed under the manage brand application. Right. It will tell you whether or not it's been approved already or not. All right. So this part is regarding if you have at least one brand in brand registry. That is where you can add on additional ones. All right. So most people who've gone through the first time round registrating your own brand in Amazon Brand Registry would actually get familiar with the steps already. All right, important checklist. This is basically what I mentioned earlier on. So in a summarized format for you to see. Okay, next section is regarding how can you authorize your store and also add more trademark. Right, so this is assuming you are the brand owner or you have the rights to authorize um, other sellers that you authorize them to use your brand. Right, to give you a scenario here, now example, seller B has operation in US and Europe, and then this seller has obtained a US registered trademark and enroll in the brand registry in the US to be a brand seller there. So however, his European registered trademark is still pending. So does he have to wait for his European trademark to be approved to enjoy the benefits given to the brand sellers in Europe? All right. So the answer is not necessarily. What he can do is to authorize his store to be set up in Europe with the brand that was registered in the US. So after completing the Amazon brand registry authorization, he can start to set up the Europe store and then use the brand building feature such as the A plus content, to open to use for his Europe store. All right, so this is what this section is going to talk about. How can you authorize others? All right, so this is a part. How can you authorize other user, after enrolling in the Amazon brand registry? So in order to have this feature, right, the seller, rather, the brand owner, it must be the first applicant to enroll the brand or to be assigned as the brand administrator. Right, only these two roles will be able to authorize the use of the brand to other country, right? Meaning that you will add the new user to the enrolled brand. So these are just the steps. Go into the brand registry, click on setting under the user permission, and over there you can select or invite the users to your brand. Just need to fill in the required information there. Right, the typical information like the email, name, brand, etc., which marketplace, all right, and then what kind of the access rights that you want to grant. Is it the administrator, the rights owner, or a registered agent? All right. So do note over here again, like I mentioned earlier on, because the trademark is actually country dependent, right? So this is important to know. All right. So authorizing the brand for other country itself doesn't provide you with the brand protection in that country. So it only allow, or rather, it only unlock the brand building feature, but it doesn't allow or doesn't offer the protection in that country. So only after you own a local trademark in that country, then you can report any form of the violations or infringements. All right. So do take note of this. All right. So this is just additional way of how you can add more trademark after enrolling in Amazon Brand Registry. So you can easily connect a trademark after you have enrolled the first time round. All right. So basically, you will not need to go through the process again once you go through the process the first time, meaning that the steps I mentioned all earlier on, the 6 steps to enroll. So you don't need to go through only the first time round, and then after that, you just need to add on more brand trademark by filling the information required when you try to add additional one. Okay, I'm going to move on to some of the frequently asked questions that we do get a lot from our sellers. So first question is, if I want to start selling on Amazon, should I open my store first or register my trademark first? So the guidance here is that you can actually even sell on Amazon without a trademark. However, we will recommend that trademark and the brand registry to be something that you want to think about when you start selling on Amazon. All right, if this is something you want to invest in the longer term, where you can do these things concurrently, and obtain the trademark for your brand registry as soon as possible. All right, so these are the key benefits of doing so. So once you enroll, like I shared earlier on, you can start using a lot of the brand building tools to enhance your listing, adding more graphics to your listing, adding videos, etc., building your own standalone brand store. So this actually helps you get more orders quickly. All right. And secondly, owning your own brand will protect your brand name and your trademark from being misused. And if you encounter any infringement, you can report it. So if you don't do this right, if you were to, start selling without thinking about having your own trademark, etc. So, one day your listing starts to get a lot of traction, and then you may see some other sellers start to sell the same thing as you, then you won't have any form of protection because you do not have your own brand, etc. All right. So yeah, lastly, prevent others from squatting on your trademark. All right. So it means that if you register first because you are the first one, meaning that very high likely that your trademark is going to be unique to you. All right. So prevent squatting is you never know if, let's say, your product is selling well, and then someone may have actually gone ahead and registered that as a trademark instead of you, the legitimate owner. So you will have issues, gaining back your trademark. In that sense, it'll be hard to prove who is actually owning the trademark because there's no formal kind of the applications. All right, so that what's it meant by prevent others from squatting on your trademark. So next question is, can I create a listing without a brand? In terms of the how the listing is being structured, so technically you can create a listing without a brand. All right. So in the listing creation steps, there will be an option to allow you to do a checkbox that says this product does not have a brand. And then by default, the brand name will be filled up as generic. All right. So however, if your product is really a branded product, so you can obtain permission to use that brand in one of the ways mentioned here. All right. So first one is you can submit a selling application for the brand. All right, key advantage is it's fast. You get the You get to use the brand name, all right, but the disadvantage is your brand name is not protected. So others will be able to misuse your brand name, and then you have no control. You won't be able to report, and you can also have that brand name be taken away by someone else. All right. So the method two is, which is the better way, is that you will enroll that brand in Amazon Brand Registry. So after enrolling, you enjoy those benefits and protection and brand building tools that we covered earlier on, and getting a lot more control for your listing. Right. So, however, the disadvantage is that it takes a while to apply for a trademark, and then there is also cost involved. In terms of duration, that is relevant to the previous question, is how long does it take to apply for a trademark? All right, I heard it takes 10 months to a year to enroll. All right, so usually after you submit the trademark application, it takes about 1 to 2 months to obtain a pending trademark, at which point you can start enrolling in brand registry. So it varies, trademark can varies by country and region. So which is why we advise seller to start as soon as possible. So this 1 to 2 months guidance here, it's more applicable to the US, right? And then the next question is, where should I apply for trademark? Can I just use my local trademark? All right, do I have to have a trademark in my base country first? All right, this is also very common. A lot of Singapore seller will think that, can I just use my Singapore trademark to start with? All right, so the country listed here are the one that is currently accepted in Amazon Brand Registry. All right, so second part is you do not actually need to have a trademark in your base country when applying for a trademark in another country, meaning that you are a seller in Singapore, right, and you want to sell in Amazon.com, you actually do not need your Singapore, or rather, you do not need a Singapore trademark, all right, to sell in Amazon.com. Let's say if you're just intending to sell in Amazon.com, you can just focus on getting your trademark in the US, all right. That is assuming that you're not going to sell in Amazon.sg, all right. Okay. Where can I apply for trademark? Can Amazon help me apply? How much does it cost? So this is where we advise you to go to the service provider list under the IP accelerator, right? You will have to do your own due diligence depending on your business requirement, etc., and reach out to all those provider to get a sense of what kind of services they can provide to support your needs. All right, so do your due diligence to contact them, get their code, etc., to compare based on what do you actually need the services from. All right, the last two frequently asked question. Now, I operate in several countries. Do I have to apply for a local trademark in each country? All right, so suggestion is that you can first apply and enroll in one of the main country, then authorize the use of brand in your other country. I would say if you really do have several countries, probably just go for the country that is currently, having the most sales, right? So that you can get the most protection for the country first, if that's the plan that you have, all right? So advantages is you get access to the brand building tools in the multiple countries quickly, after you do the brand registry authorization, etc., for the other country. Right. So, however, the disadvantage is you won't have the brand protection in the country where you don't have a trademark. Right. This is where you might get exposed. So, if you really want to do it, get the trademark in the country first that you have the most sales in. All right. The last one is who can enroll. I think I've covered earlier on as well. So, brand owner, which is the owner of the brand or the product, can enroll in the Amazon Brand Registry. All right, or a brand staff, which is a authorized employee of the company that owns the brand. All right, so you might have to generate some form of the authorization letter, because if you recall the steps earlier on, an authorized staff or somebody will need to upload the authorization form during the brand registry process. All right, so to end, I'm going to share this one-pager guide, which is created by Seller University team. It's very useful. It talks about all these advanced brand marketing tools that you can get access to. And in fact, most of it will be available for brand owner, meaning that after you enroll in brand registry, you get all these different advanced marketing tools to grow your business. All right, I reached to the Q&A portion, the most exciting part. So I'm going to go through the question that I get during the registration that is submitted by all of you here. So meanwhile, if you do have questions, please use the question box. All right, so I'll be here, and as well as Sienna will be here online as well. I saw her, yep, to address any question you have. All right, the first question I got from the registrant is that what campaigns do we need to do to ensure good outreach to potential buyers? I think if I get your question correctly, if you are here, do provide more context. I would think that you might be referring to Amazon ads campaign. So if that's the case, right, probably you can start with sponsored product, which is available for all sellers. Even for seller who are not brand registered, you can actually use sponsored product. So yeah, I would say as a start, you can start to use sponsored product, create a sponsored product campaign to help your listing to reach to have more better visibility. All right, so if you need more in-depth, I would say guide on how to use what kind of sponsored brand or sponsored display campaign you should run, we do have the ads manager running the ads webinar that I would strongly encourage you to sign up so you can get more in-depth advice from our ads team. Okay, let me see. The next question is what are accredited shipping agency to use and rates? Okay, this seems like one of the frequently asked question I kept seeing recently. So we would actually advise you to go to the SPN service provider network website we have in the Seller Central. You can just search for SPN, it should appear. So there'll be a list of these service provider that you can choose from based on your requirements. All right, so you probably know it's hard to actually give advice in terms of the rates, etc., shipping fee, because every business will be very different. Depends on what product you're selling, how much inventory, carton, etc. you are shipping, from where, etc. So the best way is to reach out to them to provide them with more information about what your business is so that they can advise you better on the rates. And again, you might want to do your own research and due diligence because they might have different types of services, offer, etc. for different business purposes. So do your research on which are the shipping agency that you want to use and the rates, and compare before you decide on that. All right, so let me see if there's any questions. Yeah, Sienna, if you are here, feel free to add on anything if you think is useful for our sellers here.
Hi.
All right, so hi, yes.
Yes, you can hear me, yeah?
Yes, yes.
Should I open my video as well? Yeah.
Sure, if you want to, so they can have a look at who we are.
Okay. Let me turn it on. Okay, hello, I'm Sienna.
Hello.
Like, what campaigns do we need to ensure good outreach to potential buyers, right? So this is the same like what Jin Liang said. But one thing that to take note is to enroll your items to Vine once your item reach USA, and make sure to enroll $200 fees Vine so that you can give away 30 items to Vine reviewers and get them reviewed before starting sponsored products. This is to ensure that there will be some reviews in your products before you start selling in the USA. Yeah, and what accredited shipping agencies to use, rates, etc. During our seller summit, we do have a few agencies and we do have some decks and PDF on this. So I'm not sure where it's shared, but usually if you have account managers, they would be able to share the contacts with you.
Cool, thanks for sharing. So for those of you who have account managers, do reach out to them. And then for new seller, I believe you would also have account managers, so do check your emails. You might have missed out the emails from them. All right. And thanks for sharing the part about Vine. I think it's very, very useful. So there is, I believe, $200 credits for Vine for new brand owners. So do take advantage of that to get reviews for your products. Okay, I'm gonna move on. So if you still have question, let us know. So last but not least, just to share, we have some other upcoming webinars in December. So this is, I believe today we are on the 8th. All right, so there is a couple of other sessions. So if you think these are the topics you want to find out more, do go on to the webinars and events page to register. Right, we also invited some external speakers, such as return helpers and XCIP to share with you some of the services that they have as well. All right, thank you. So we don't see any more question already. So I guess before we end, maybe Sienna, do you have any last advice or suggestions to the seller before we end the call?
Yeah, for any new sellers, please try to get brand registered. If you are registering, if you are from Singapore, you can use and upload the brand register that you applied with IPOS, and you can even do it yourself without authority. It costs about $280 to register a brand in Singapore for one category. So if you would like to try with a US with a Singapore trademark first, you can. And then after you feel that you are okay with selling in Amazon US, you get good traction. You'll feel free to apply for a US trademark after. But however, with Singapore trademark, you will not be protected in the US. It means, let's say, if there's anyone who sell the same product as you, or a reseller sell your products, you might not be able to actually file a complaint because you are not registered in the US. Yeah, I think that's
Cool,
about it.
thanks for sharing. Thank you. I think that's very good suggestions, yeah. Because I think like you mentioned, the cost for the Singapore trademark is I think way lower than getting the US. So if you don't want to, or you want to just test out the brand building feature first, I think this will be a very good advice to start with getting a Singapore trademark first. But then again, do aware that you may not get protected in your listing in the Amazon.com if you're going via this road. All right. So thank you so much, Sienna, for joining us in the webinar, and thank you everyone for having your time spent with us. We'll see you in the next webinar. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye bye.